Hello Taurus, and welcome to my channel. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This is a general work and career reading for Taurus from the 23rd of July to the 6th of August 2018. I put the decks I'm using down in the description box, so please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and leave me a comment if these videos resonate with you. So I'm starting off with the Angels of Abundance, and I'm going to just draw 2 cards from there. And that's for general reading, energy reading. So it says, take a divinely guided change. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. So a new direction for you to follow and a new change, and you need to take a risk. And the second one is release jealousy. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly what you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. So, a need to not be jealous or envious of other people, and make sure that you take a chance, because this is where you will find your abundance. So this is the Bright Idea deck, and I'm just going to cut these cards. I have shuffled this deck. Excuse me. So the main energy of this read is optimism, or the star, which says that you need to have some faith in things the way they are and what is going to come. So a need to look to the, maybe look to the heavens for hope. You need to have hope that things are going to turn out according to the way they're meant to turn out. So you need to be optimistic, have some hope, have some faith, seek some higher guidance, and know that things will turn out exactly how they're meant to be. So the main situation is a decision that needs to be made, and you are a survivor from a situation that was really, really bad. So things really fell apart. Your whole life went up in smoke. You needed to be rescued from that situation, and you have stood your ground, and you are now a survivor after having gone through the worst. And at this particular moment, you have got a decision to make. So you are at a crossroads in your life. After the worst has happened, now you need to make a decision about where you're going to go. So you have to weigh the pros and cons properly, make sure that everything is in balance, look to see where the danger is, and if there is any obstacles within your path, and make sure that you're very logical when you're making this decision. Stand back, take your time, think about everything carefully. This usually stands for the 2 of Swords. So you really weigh all the pros and cons, look at all the facts, because with the 2 of Swords, you're usually blinded and you can't see all the facts. Everything is not clear. So right now, make sure you're trying to look at things very carefully, and that you don't land up in a situation where everything just went up in flames for you. But you have survived it. There has been something, your intuition has guided you, and you have relied on yourself, and you have overcome quite a big situation. So in the past year, you've got cooperation. Maybe you are working in something that requires you to be collaborating with a lot of people, and making sure that everything works in harmony, and you are building something that is going to be good, or you're building something that's going to be good and splendid, and something that is going to be better than what came before. It's something new, and you're hoping that it produces a lot of freedom in your life and a lot of money. So whatever you're working with, you're working in cooperation with people, and you're trying to build something bigger, better, more bells and whistles than what was in the past. And maybe it's not turning out exactly how you wanted it to, because you have a recipe for what you wanted to do, and all the effort that you put into it is not producing exactly the same thing, and it's brought about a bit of disappointment. And this is usually the Three of Swords, which says a little bit of heartbreak over there. It's not looking exactly how it should be. You've been putting a lot of effort into it, and it's not coming out exactly how you want to. But hang in there. Things look like they will go right. And you've got on your mind is the Three of Action, so you are putting a lot of energy into this project, and you're trying to make it as beautiful as possible, and you're trying to make it move forward. So that's in your mind. You want a lot of abundance to come from this project, and you have been focusing all your attentions on it. So going into the future, you're trying to find a state of balance between your work and your home life. You feel very stressed out by whatever's going on, because this woman is at the edge of this skyscraper. So, I mean, it can't be good to be there. And you're hoping that whatever you're doing helps you soar, take off. But you are feeling that, imbalance, earning versus your emotional life. And you're finding that, you have to re-evaluate your situation and find out what is going to make you happy. And you're asking yourself, what's it all about? Should I be focusing so much on making money, or should I be focusing on on spending time with the family? Maybe you're neglecting them, and you are unhappy with your job as well. It seems like whatever you're doing has made you very, very unhappy, and you have got this idea that you want to just leave it all behind, give it all up, and walk away from that situation. So that's where you are at this moment. You're really, maybe this is what crossroads decision is. You're trying to make up your mind whether you should just leave that whole scenario alone and walk away, and you're weighing the pros and cons. So a lot of cards of decision coming up over here. So this is the card, you've got a debate going on in your head, and you've got this idea about whether or not you have balance, a decision needing to be made there, and you really are dissatisfied with what you're doing and you want to walk away from it. So a lot of cards where you can't make up your mind right now. And around you, people realize and see that you are stressed out, and you do need some kind of break. You need to take a rest, you need to get out of that, and you need to spoil yourself a little bit, be kind to yourself, and you need need to get back to nature as well. So you need to go back. Maybe you need to go out and walk out in the field somewhere, hug a tree, and get yourself back to your normal self, because you're drawing. You draw your energy from your surroundings, from nature. So a need to go back and reevaluate, take some mental rest. You feel that you are at a crisis point at this moment in your life. So you feel there's a lot of loss financially, there's a loss emotionally, you can't see your way out, you don't have any light to guide you. There are people there that are willing to give you advice, to guide you out into the light. And you don't let the situation overwhelm you so that you feel so miserable about it. So the outcome cards is experience, impression, and guidance. So you have attained a level of experience that is, second to none. So you are an expert at whatever you do. Even though whatever it is has chained you to your work, you have got all this experience behind you, and you are a person who can be very responsible. You have had to manage your time, but you do feel very restricted and very tired, and you feel that you are taking too much of responsibility on. Maybe the finger is always pointing at you as the person who needs to take that responsibility, and you do feel very tied up, very restricted. It's eating away at your time, and maybe eating away at your youth, and you're worried that you're getting older and not achieving anything. And you also are reaching a point where people are assessing you, so you are having to make some sort of impression on them and try to show them that you can multitask and juggle this and juggle that, and that you're trying to create a really good impression for them, and you're not quite sure how it's coming across to them. So a point where you're at now is that you are an expert, but you're having to go through some sort of assessment and create some sort of good impression. And the last card is the 5, which is guidance, and it says you have to seek some sort of expert help, expert guidance, asking somebody who has been in the same scenario or higher than you about what to do in the situation. You might find alternatives, solution to your problem, and they might help you see the world in a different way. So you will, it's a hard slog to the top, but there might be an easier way to get there without having to be so restricted and feel so lonely and getting old in a job that you have to take so much of responsibility. Maybe it's so much of responsibility that it's prematurely aging you. So this is the 5, which is the Hierophant card, which is also a card of Taurus, which tells you that this is your element. You know exactly what to do. You have to probably rely on something traditional. So go back and ask for some sort of expert advice, somebody who knows what they've done, somebody who's an expert at it, and ask and see if you can find a different solution to getting to the same goal, reaching the same goal you would have if you had tried to do it the long, hard way. There might be an easy way to do it. So having survived something that was really traumatic for you, and now trying to make a decision of balance within your life, and you might need to get expert advice before you decide to throw everything away and give it all up. That might not be the best way to go. Don't do anything prematurely. Make sure that you're thinking about it quite carefully. You have overcome a situation where you have been, you're like a survivor right now. So having overcome that, maybe whatever's going on is not such a big deal. So you might need to have somebody tell you it's not a big deal. You can do it without having to give up everything. So the 5 of Autumn is the first card. It says reach out to others for assistance. Poor timing for a career change and feeling challenged by money issues. So maybe you are feeling a sense of loss, money problems. But this card is telling you that this is not the time to make these kinds of big decisions. So yeah, don't do this. Don't leave the job and go away. This is not the time to be making big decisions about money or big decisions about career changes. You may be feeling challenged by it, but try and ask people for help and assistance. And maybe you need to take a loan out, get some financial advice, getting some advice from work on how to deal with the situation of challenge. The second card is the Dreamer. Embrace your true purpose. Begin a new adventure. Trust yourself. So, you have to go by your instincts, take a leap of faith and do it. Find out what your true purpose is and what you wanted to always do. See everything as a big new adventure and take things with that element of faith. And it tells you here, the general read, it says that you have to have faith and optimism. So you need to be optimistic and stop being so miserable about whatever happened. Try and let go of whatever happened in the past. And the last card is the Sun card, which says plans that work out perfectly. Amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations, gratitudes for the blessings of life. So yes, all of this is just temporary. It seems like you will get out of whatever the situation is. If you're having to find out that, you need to balance yourself, well, take a little bit of a break, have a little bit of a holiday, take some mind time off. Where you relax and get back to nature. Don't be so rash and throw everything away that you've worked so hard for. And eventually everything, according to these fairy cards, will work out perfectly fine. That these are just fleeting energies, and even though you can't see the solution now, everything will go in your favor. So I'm just going to draw one card from this money deck. It just gives you a little bit of money advice to end with. By talking to your children about money, you will be talking to them about the way the world really works, and you will be teaching them as well. So the main theme of this card is teach. So it's important that you, college notwithstanding, your children's real education about money will take place through their childhood and home. They will learn about money as a result of how you talk about it, regard it, and treat it. Your attitude will affect their expectations about money and about what they believe they can achieve for themselves. So a need to educate your children and family about money so that for the future they will understand about it and they don't have to go out into the world to learn about it. So that's the basic message here about money and learning about money. But for overall, in your general tarot reading, relax, take it easy. Things are going to work out for you. this energy where you're feeling like everything is so difficult and you can't seem to cope with it, just speak to people, get some advice, and look at it. Take a little bit of a holiday, because it looks like you need some rest, and you need to recharge your batteries, so you can cope with whatever's going on. And these are only fleeting energies, because in the end all of it seems to work out quite well for you. So you are going in the right direction, and have faith that everything will work out fine. Okay, I hope that this reading has resonated with you, Taurus. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching my channel, and take care. Goodbye.